Okay, folks, so this video is kind of about deflating the ego to embrace selflessness in certain ways. Um, so, Seneca the Younger, who's one of my favorite philosophers, once wrote that we should constantly operate as though we're being watched by some great man, okay? Um, so, if you're like me, despite your best intentions, you may be flawed and helplessly prone to certain imperfections, sins, and shortcomings. So, there are obviously ways in which to be dysfunctional about this, but whenever I falter in certain forms of self-discipline or abstinence, say, I try to ask myself how I can become reoriented toward ennobling or helping people, okay? So I have found that insofar as my social life is healthy, um, impulsively kind behaviors or actions pay off pretty consistently, pretty effectively. Um, so if I do something that is not quite up to my moral standards, let's say I succumb to a temptation to eat, say, 2 Nutty Buddies instead of just one after I've eaten a nutritious meal and worked out, then instead of ruminating over how I'm falling short of high standards, it would be better for me to say, do the dishes, or, maybe buy a friend or family member a snack or beverage of their choosing, assuming it's not going to cause them to succumb to an intoxicated state. So, this is a means by which to kind of undermine the self-obsessed ego and the part of the mind that wants to get you to fixate on whether or not you're perfect, and just replace it with a tendency to lean into action as fast as you possibly can. And by that I mean pro-social, helpful, kind, generous, compassionate, happiness-giving actions. So I don't think I'm ever going to be sinless. I've made honest attempts at being sinless, and I inevitably failed at sustaining that perfectly. But I think I can become, a tzaddik, or somebody whose righteousness overpowers his sinfulness. So that's something to think about. You can deflate unwarranted rumination, pride, self-consciousness, etc., through becoming relentlessly action-focused. You can often more easily act your way into a new way of thinking rather than think your way into a new way of acting. All right, thank you for watching and have a good day, and God bless you.